Hi scholars, we're ready to start on chapter 8 of Dragons in a Bag. As we're reading today, I want you guys to think a little bit about the theme of friendship. What does it mean to be a friend? And how are our characters coming to be friends? Their relationship has been changing a little bit throughout the story. At the very beginning, Ma was very secretive with Jax. Jax didn't really trust Ma. We're going to think about how that's changed a little bit today. We're also going to think a little bit about conflict. When there's a conflict, there are two things that are working against each other. So it's kind of like a problem. So let's look and see and read and think, what is the conflict going on in this story? After a sickening loop-de-loop, the guardhouse lands with a thud, and I hit my head, still clutching Ma's purse. A single blue current of electricity snakes up the door closest to me before fizzling out. I get to my feet and carefully extend a finger to test the door. No shock. I can't tell whether the door faces the street or the park, so I just lean my shoulder against it and push as hard as I can. When the door flies open, I tumble out of the guardhouse and land on a patch of earth that's more mud than grass. I get up, brush myself off, and take a moment to look around. I'm definitely in Prospect Park, but what year is it? I sigh with relief when a jogger trots past with a smartphone strapped to their arm and wires leading up to the buds in her ears. I'm home. Then I look at the dirt path leading into the woods and remember that I left Ma behind in the jungle. My eyes fill with tears again, but I quickly blink them away. I'm Ma's helper, and I have to find a new way to bring her home too. But I can't do it on my own. Who will help me? I pick up Ma's purse and close the guardhouse door behind me. So right now, Jax is feeling a little bit guilty. He didn't mean to leave Ma behind. He wanted to be her helper. And now he's back in Brooklyn. He's safe at home. And she's back in the jungle with the dinosaurs and who knows what else. And he's a little bit worried about her. He feels guilty that he left her behind. My heart leaps when I go around to the front of the guardhouse and find Ambrose sitting on the stone bench. Through mirrored sunglasses, he's watching the sky, which is still overcast, though it's not raining anymore. When pedestrians walk by, Ambrose ducks his head so that the airy space where his face should be disappears from view. I hurry over to the bench, but then freeze when I realize Ambrose might blame me for what happened to Ma. After all, they've been friends for a really long time. I don't think Ambrose is a witch, but what if he gets angry and refuses to help me? My heart starts beating fast, making it hard to breathe and speak at the same time. So I plant myself on the bench next to Ambrose and blurt out, "Ma's gone, Ambrose. She's gone." Ambrose jumps and shifts on the bench to face me. Whoa, slow down, kid. I take a deep breath, but I can't calm down. "Ma's gone, Ambrose. We have to help her." "I know Ma's gone. I sent her on her way, remember?" I nod and then shake my head and then nod again. Finally, I take a deep breath and try to make more sense. That's not what I meant. I went with Ma to deliver the dragons, but something happened to the transporter. It took us back in time, way back, instead of crossing into another dimension. When we landed, there was no magic, but there were plenty of dinosaurs. One attacked us, and that's when my voice dwindles to a whisper, and Ambrose has to lean in to hear me confess, I left Ma behind. For a while, Ambrose doesn't say a word. I see my reflection in the mirrored lens of his sunglasses. I look as scared and guilty as I feel. Ambrose finally raises his gloved hand to scratch the place where his chin should be. He says thoughtfully. Sounds like you need a guide, someone to steer the ship, so to speak. And it has to be someone who can navigate between dimensions. Another witch? I ask hopefully. Not quite, says Ambrose, but he's the best man for the job. He's the only man for the job, really. So let's hope he's in town. You say there were dinosaurs in this other place? I nod and glance at the harmless pigeons strutting along the sidewalk. It's hard to believe that today's birds are the last of the dinosaurs. We were in a jungle, and there was an erupting volcano, and I climbed down the cliff and got Ma the sparkling stone, quartz, she called it. Even though he has no face, somehow I know that Ambrose is smiling. Ah, quartz, he says. That changes everything. Ambrose points at Ma's purse and asks, what else did she have on her when you got separated? I think for a moment. She had her cane and her pocket watch. That was in her coat pocket. Not fully armed, but well equipped, Ambrose says. Then he asks, you know any dinosaur experts? I nod eagerly. My friend Vic knows a lot about dinosaurs, more than anyone I know. Ambrose sifts through his many pockets before producing 2 sleek silver phones. Here, he says as he offers one to me. You call your people and I'll call mine. That's how we're going to fix this, Jax. Teamwork. I take the phone from Ambrose. It's not locked, so I go ahead and tap out Vic's number. The phone rings several times before Vic's little sister, Kavita, picks up. Is Vic there? I ask her. This is Jackson. I have to talk to him right away. Just a moment, please, Kavita says softly. It feels like forever, but only a few seconds pass before Vic picks up the phone. Hey, Jax, he says his usual friend voice. What's up? Out of habit, I say, not much. Then I remember. There's a lot going on right now. I'm just not sure where to begin. Vic makes it easy for me. Where are you? He asks. It sounds kind of loud. Whoever's on the other end of Ambrose's call must have a good sense of humor because he's got Ambrose cracking up. I move a few feet away and say, I'm at Prospect Park, Vic. Can you come out? I really need your help. Like now. Vic doesn't say anything, and for a moment I worry he's going to turn me down. Then I realize Vic's got his hand over the phone so I can't hear the conversation he's having with someone else. I could probably sneak out before dinner, but my little sister says she'll tell on me unless I bring her along. Is that okay? What we need right now is a grown-up, not a little kid. But Ambrose is still laughing into his phone, so that must mean he's got another adult lined up to take Ma's place. Sure, Vic, no problem. Can you come right away? I'm at the entrance. On Flatbush, across from the Botanic Garden. I know the one, Vic assures me. Be there in 15 minutes, Jack. Thanks, Vic. You're a lifesaver. I hang up and think about what I just said. Lifesaver. I don't know if Ma's life needs saving, or what a couple of kids could even do to help her right now. But another burst of laughter from Ambrose gives me hope. He holds the phone to his ear, even though... Sorry, I lost my spot. Even though it's covered by... The red toque pulled over his invisible head. 2 baseball caps are stacked on top of the toque, and the fedora wobbles at the top as Ambrose laughs. So remember, he's got this stack of different types of hats on his head. Thanks, man. I gotta go, but I'll tell the kid to wait for you here. What's that? You can't miss him, Trub. He's got your crazy eyebrows. Ambrose laughs again and ends the call before slipping the phone back into his pocket. I hand him the second phone, and he puts it in the other pocket before leaning back on the bench. Woo! I think we're all set, kid. I called in a favor from an old friend. Name's Trub, and he can't wait to meet you. Okay, we're going to pause the chapter for here today. Oops, stop share. So let's think for a minute about the theme of friendship in this chapter. So we know that Ma and Jax have been becoming a little bit closer, kind of like friends. He's feeling really guilty about leaving her behind. There's some conflict there, and he's worried that other people are going to be mad at him for leaving her behind. Ambrose and Ma are friends, and Ambrose is calling in favors and figuring out ways to help her right now. He's called a friend named Trub. We don't know who that is yet. We'll find out when we read the rest of the chapter on Thursday. And then also Jax has called a friend, his friend Vic. So Vic is going to come to the park to help him, and he's bringing his little sister Kavita. That friendship is going to hopefully come together so that the friends can save Ma. We're going to find out on Thursday. Thanks for reading along, scholars, and you can go ahead and put a bookmark in your book so that we will finish this chapter on Thursday.